Rugo, it's been one full week. You awaken from the long sleep within the Bacta tank. Circles sprout in your vision as you exit. The liquid falling from your healed body. Echoes of the vivid dreams play and fade as you scramble to get dressed. You do hear, however, downstairs the sounds of the bar active. It is early afternoon for you. What do you do?
Right. I take my things. Surprisingly, my things were close by. I put them on as fast as I can. I scramble downstairs. I try to breathe, try to stay calm, and I go down the spiral staircase. I look out the exposed stairs that sort of look out the courtyard, and do I notice anything familiar?
Yeah, give me a 1 difficulty perception check.
Right. The system that we are playing.
Yes, we
involves
are.
Rolling and a character sheet.
Yes.
Right. At moments, please. Perception.
Yes, please.
Oh, hold on. No.
One success, one threat. Yeah, you look out of the window here. There are no bikers. There are no swoop bikes. None at all.
Good.
One thing that's different from the repeated dream that you had is that in the place where the swoop bikes were previously, there is a land speeder, a kind of garish yellow, mustard yellow land speeder instead, which was just never present in any of the loops. But no swoop bikes or sounds.
Notice it for a moment, and then I double take to look back and notice the garish color, and then I continue on down the stairs, and I sort of poke my head into the I'm assuming through the side entrance. I assumed this whole time that behind the bar, maybe the staircase going up, and then the workers maybe go through that same entrance to get to the kitchen and things. So it's this interesting sort of look through where the employees work to go up to the residential, I almost called them suites, residential rooms. So I feel like I'm sort of poking my head through that sort of back employees only kitchen door to around the bar to see if my friends are sitting at that table that I always have noticed them to be sitting at.
I think over the last
cycles.
week, you guys have probably found the same booth. You kind of, I don't know if anybody ever does that on holiday, but I find that when you go on holiday, you end up just sitting in the same place.
This is our spot.
Yeah. So
they got our spot today. Oh boy, now we got to sit somewhere else, and this is going to ruin our night. Yeah.
The three of them are sitting there. Each of them has a strange-looking drink, probably bright green in color. Since you're poking your head around the corner, give me another perception check at 1 difficulty.
Right.
One failure and 2 advantages. When you do poke your head around the corner, you see the other 3 sort of nursing drinks, casually talking, no biker gang. The place is filled about as much as it would be at about 3-ish in the afternoon. Some stragglers left after lunch, some early drinkers, and some travelers like yourselves just kind of litter the room. It's not the full-blown cantina atmosphere that it will become in a few hours later on. The rest of you 3 here, moments ago, Hog walked through, the Grand that has been housing your ship and fixing it up. He is a 3-eyed individual, that walked straight past you guys. Didn't even notice you were there. Just kind of like, just bolted through. Not really bolted, but moved with purpose through the cantina and thrust both of his hands onto the bar and began speaking with the owner, Laega, the Twi'lek, who looks suspiciously like Leah from twitch.tv/Leah. And the two of them begin to have this sort of conversation, quite an intense conversation, but in hushed tones. Three of you, what do you do? Do you do anything? Are you doing anything in particular here?
I'll assume there's no one unusual, like it's just the regulars. Yeah. And
no one stands out in this place. No like obvious bounty hunters.
I always have my back to the wall and I'm keeping my eye on the entrances as I always do. But other than that, no.
Okay. Rugo, okay. You can do whatever you want to do.
What do you suppose that's about?
I don't know.
That's a good question, but I need a new drink. So I think I'm gonna maybe go get one. And then Hop just hobbles over to, he's acting a little more drunk than he is. Hopefully trying to maybe overhear a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah, you hear as you get closer, Hog speaking. He sounds kind of panicked compared to the way that you will have heard him before, unless you are Rugo, who has seen him very panicked. And as you get closer, you hear him saying, "And where are we going to find 4 competent fighters who have a big enough grudge against the Empire that they're willing to hit a transport in the middle of the day and they can't be traced back to this town?"
I spill my drink.
He looks he looks at Laega, but the camera pans awkwardly to the 4 of you as Hop approaches, and he
there's a 3/4 split across the screen where one of them is me behind the bar and the other 3/4 is everyone
Laega's
else.
eyes, Hog's eyes,
yeah.
you, and then those 3, and then
Exactly.
Hop as you walk up, and he says, "Oh, hello, you. Oh, yeah, you. Yeah, you're probably you probably want to know about your ship."
Yes, that's exactly why I came over here, is for the ship.
Right, yeah, well, it's all fixed up for you. I've got a couple of bits on, if you don't mind waiting a little while. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. What are you lot doing? You want to wait another day? Maybe you could put it off a day.
We really should get going, but, you know, as I was talking to my compatriots back there, and we were just discussing how great it would be to have a couple extra credits in our pockets for our travels before we head out here.
He looks
really
at
quick,
Laega.
while you're talking, I have walked behind you and made
the
it to
two of
sit in
them
your
follow
seat.
Rugo, walk across the room and sit down. They look back at you. She says, "Well, what do you think? You reckon they're capable?" And they look at you again, hop up and down. "Well, they did do that one job for me, and I suppose it weren't too bad. And they can't be traced back to us." They look at you again.
Same stupid smile.
"All right, get him a round of drinks." And then he turns around and starts walking over to the table.
Yeah, I like you. I knew I liked you, Harg.
"All right, then. Your ship. It's all done up. Lovely. Spick and span. Perfect. Absolutely beautiful. But could be better, couldn't it? Eh? How about, I don't know, much better?" And then he sits down, kind of awkwardly barging into the table, kind of squeezing up against...
Grabs another chair from a
a
different table nearby. Hey, we were using
Squeezes up against Dax. "Right. Huddle up." I said huddle up, getting close. Don't worry, I don't smell that bad.
All right.
He, He does smell bad, right?
He smells awful.
You've mentioned that before.
Yes.
Okay.
He smells like, if you've ever been to a petting zoo, it smells like that.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
That's
Yeah.
what it smells like. He says, right, listen, these Imperials, what do you reckon about them then?
Dax shoots a look over to New Order and then sort of glances at Harg and doesn't say anything.
I mean, a thumbs up or a thumbs down will do.
I think all thumbs down, right? Right. Gang.
Yeah, I'm pointing
Yeah.
with my head towards Nuada's, thumb down. Trying to be subtle.
Yeah. Perfect. You see, these Imperials, they've been muscling in on our territory. They have proactively overtaken the Calhoun and Lesu cities. Basically, the capitals here. One of them's underground, and they still managed to get their troopery fingers in. It ain't going to be long before they take our entire planet. And that means they're going to be here in Croydon. And we didn't stand for it in the Clone Wars, and we ain't going to stand for it now. There's a little something going on, right? My brother, who you met, he's managed to stumble awkwardly into some information that there will be a Zeta-class heavy cargo shuttle transport leaving his spaceport tonight. He overheard that the officers were talking about an absurd amount of supplies on this thing. Military supplies. Blasters, droids, you name it. But more importantly, we heard this. They're planning some sort of massive military operation, and soon. And that information would be available on the officers' terminals on that shuttle. Now, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Okay? Lager, myself, a few of the others in this town, we don't like the idea of anyone of their ilk taking any sort of control. And I don't want none of those clone troopers stomping around. This is our town. We built this place out of nothing. And we want to keep it that way. Everybody here is our family, you understand that? Everyone. Stay here long enough, it could be you. So we need that information. And we did have a plan in place. A thing that we knocked up this morning at the crack of dawn, and it was a good one. And then our pilots went missing way out in the wastes on their way here. And no doubt it was those Nova Riders, those bastards. The same people you had a little run-in with before. Now, if you're up for it, we can really hit them hard here. Really actually stick it to them. Slow down any hope they have of expanding into this region, and maybe even stop this plan of theirs, whatever it is. I don't like what they've been up to be honest. I don't know what the plans are for this empire, but from what I'm hearing, they've expanded fast, quickly, taken over just about every corner of the known galaxy. So if I can keep this place clean of their shit, I'd love to do that.
Alright.
No, you ain't gonna do it for free. Not only that, it's fucking dangerous. It is. But you've proved yourselves more than capable, ain't you? So, how about this? I know your ship pretty well now. It can handle fine, and it's fast enough, but what it ain't able to do is take a beating. I can reinforce the hull. I can throw in a shield generator too.
Oh.
Translation. Hull
yeah, I was just gonna say.
reinforcement would be
my God,
+2 hull trauma, and a shield generator will give you 2 separate points of shield that you'd be able to put into a position on that arc. You'll be able to move them, but that's
sweet.
essentially a defense thing.
Yeah, so that would... Our hull trauma currently is 16, so that put us up to 18, and that would double our shields, essentially. We have 2 shields currently.
Or you could just have a full shield around you.
Also, you glance to me?
Yeah, because I don't really know how much shit costs for the ship, and you were looking into that. So
yeah, did I learn about how much those would be worth? Those things?
Yeah, give me a I guess for you.
I think at this time too.
You can do a streetwise or an underworld check at difficulty 1.
I'm also eyeing Dax, but if Nuada and I catch eyes, I'm gonna mouth droids as well.
All right.
3 successes and a threat. I'm just going to treat the threat as nothing because there's not really a threat here. Some information will take me longer to get to than normal, as all of my cards are on show today because my D drive doesn't work and is loading everything slowly. And this is a hull reinforcement. I don't know why I didn't write this down when I thought of it. A hull reinforcement on your ship. What is it? Silhouette 2? 3?
Our ship is a silhouette 4.
4. Hull reinforcement is around 2,500 credits. And a shield generator is about 3,800 credits.
Wow. Holy shit.
How much is like another gun of some kind, like a turret?
On what gun you're after. Some of them are really expensive, some of them really cheap. I guess I'll try and quickly find the cheapest looking one. I scan here.
I could look at.
As if it was
I have
hard,
a
I
massive
think he would
list
just say, "We don't like to use the word cheap. We like inexpensive."
Yeah. The cheapest looking weapons here that are really able to do anything of worth about 3,000 credits. It's like 3,000 for like an auto blaster or a light blaster cannon.
What about power converters? I feel like those are needed.
So I suppose I would say if Nuada looks at me, I would say that sounds good, but it does sound pretty dangerous. We're going up against the Empire as well. Say you throw in
droids.
What say you?
I look at Rugo.
Rugo sort of closes his eyes, a bit defeated.
Wasn't gonna say droids. I was gonna say, what say you throw in something for our hard point? Something pretty decent.
Okay, yeah. Give me either a negotiation or a streetwise check at difficulty. Hog is normally quite hard to negotiate with, but he's in a good position, so we'll say 2, I think, for this.
Can I give him a boost die? Because I have
You have stuff?
a tick in. I have a tick in streetwise. Can I help him?
Aldo,
that
what do you do? What do you want to find out afterward?
What do I want to find out afterwards?
No, do you do anything here to actively
How are you giving me a
gain the
boost?
boost? Yeah.
Oh, I think Hop is gonna try to get Harg a little more drunk and make the negotiations,
everything
like a
is
little
like-
smoother. So he just like nudges. Hop hasn't touched the new drink.
Hop's been
that,
just topping his drink up this whole
Yeah.
conversation.
Looks like you need a little bit more blue beer.
yeah. All right, yeah, you get a boost though.
All right, I am
The
going
camera
to
keeps
use
cutting to Hop pouring
Blue milk stout.
quietly more milk stout into his.
peanut butter milk stout.
Yeah.
Peanut butter blue milk stuff.
Peanut butter blue milk stout.
Yes.
I'm gonna use a light side point as well to get an upgrade here. We need this to work, or I'd really like us to. All right, and that's 2 difficulty. So here we go.
Wow. Somehow you
That's-
got 1 failure.
I think I
a
failed.
million advantages, but you also got a triumph, which is a success. So what does that
I think
mean?
that's a failure.
No, because it's a triumph, right?
Good
Oh yeah,
triumph,
no,
yeah.
because the triumph cancels the success.
One of them out.
Um,
Triumph cancels one of the failures out.
Here's
but
what
I've got-
here's what I'll give you, because there's so many advantages in there. He says, I don't know, I ain't really got anything that's really gonna work that well on the ship. I mean, if I had something, maybe I don't know. Here's what I'll give you. If you press him more, he might offer you something else.
Okay.
But you're gonna have to get creative on how and what you do.
I will. I'm gonna glance at Nuada again, and if she doesn't say anything, I'll say, well, if you don't have anything that exactly works for a weapon on the ship, I think that, you know, someone in your position can appreciate people like us. You know, we go around and we make a lot of friends in a lot of different places. Probably have a few friends here. Maybe you might know them. So if you had something that could help us out, it'd be like helping out a friend. And I'm gonna try to, I guess, deceive him into thinking that we are well known within the resistance, I would guess, on this planet against the Empire.
Cool.
Yeah, okay.
So that triumph, you're right about it canceling out the failure, but you do still get the benefit, so you can upgrade your next check. So if you want, you can do that from the
Okay.
triumph.
Yeah, give me a deception check, but the nature of the deception check will be harder. So it's a difficulty 3, but you have a boost. You have an upgrade from the triumph. Did you say an upgrade or a boost?
Yeah, she said upgrade.
I know, but
Upgrade.
do you mean an upgrade?
Yep,
Okay.
That's what I'm reading.
Yeah, so you have an upgrade.
All right, with a 3 difficulty.
The 3 difficulty.
All right, and this is a deception. I'm gonna use another light side point.
Don't be sorry. Never be sorry.
To try to deceive Harg.
Oh, 1 threat. He looks you up and down and says, listen, I like you lot, I do. And I appreciate you even considering taking this job on, but I know everyone. Every single womp rat on this planet. And who's involved with who and what's going on where. And all of you just showed up last week for the first time, so if you were anything more than what you are, I'd already know about it.
What if we bring you more back than you expect us to bring? You want information, right?
Well, yeah, I do want information, but I don't know what information it is, so He might
Right,
just be,
If they were bringing something else that you could use, like Imperial class droids, maybe?
I don't know what the fuck you think I'm going to do with Imperial class droids. I'm going to, what, turn
I've
them on and
seen-
let them
I've-
kill everyone in town?
No. I've also worked with droids before, Hog. If you like, we could maybe upgrade some of the droids you have in your shop. And also maybe security, if things get worse.
You're telling me you know how to slice a droid and wipe these Imperial droids, because I ain't met anyone that can do that yet. Because that's a very particular set of skills that I'd be willing to pay for.
I could try, but I'm not necessarily. I'm saying if we bring them back,
If you bring them back,
If
they're going
there
to kill
are-
everyone in the town.
we shut them down, and then bring them in. If this is all theory, if there is something,
Wait a minute. You lot think I want you to go up there and steal all this hardware? The armor, the guns, the droids. Nah. No. I don't want you bringing it back. I don't want any trail led back here. I want you to
right?
wreck it all.
Right.
If they ain't got it, they got nothing they can use against us. This is a slightly different job than I think you were expecting. This isn't theft. This is straight up terrorism. I want you to blow that thing out of the sky.
All right, Hawk, listen. We're family. And you're asking us to risk our family to help your family, which we're willing to do. But would you let your family go up without an extra hardpoint?
Well, I was already
No.
going to send my family up, but they didn't arrive on
Try
time.
negotiate for something extra.
Yeah, give me a negotiation check. 2 difficulty. Two successes and an advantage. He says, I was already willing to let my family go up there, but you're right. They've been in this for years. I don't know how many rotations. Fine. Look. Do this for us. And I'll make sure we get off this planet. We'll fit new codes onto that thing. So they should be able to pass through any Imperial blockade. And look, I ain't got many blasters or anything that's going to fit that thing. What about a light ion cannon? And translation. An ion cannon is basically a blaster that deals strain damage to other ships. When it comes to small starfighters, hull damage and strain they're pretty low, so it wouldn't matter too much. When it comes to larger things, you could take down much bigger ships by trying to slice them and hit their strain and shut them down, rather than just outright hull trauma them down.
Great
it's
for
not the
boarding.
worst thing in the world. Its value is was it light ion? Okay, I can't spell. About 5,000 credits. 5,500.
Yeah, I'll look at Nuada and sort of give her a subtle nod.
That's very generous.
Right.
Thank you. We'll do our best.
Okay. This thing's got to go down with military precision. I don't know if any of you have got any sort of military experience, or at least some sort of understanding of how to work in a group.
Don't ask, just tell us the plan.
Okay. Not here. Give me half hour, and then meet me at the spaceport. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I would feel comfortable if we travel with you to the spaceport.
Right. Someone explain to him how espionage works while I head back to the spaceport by myself.
Yep.
And yeah.
Just your safety. That's all.
Don't worry about my safety. Listen.
Noted.
Thank you, yeah?
Don't think
This
it's
town won't forget it. He gets up and nods at Laego and then walks out.
What makes you think it's droids?
I had a vision, multiple, when I was in the tank. And every one was a different iteration of what just happened. One of them, Harg, was hurt. So that's why I don't want him to. How real does your visions, Nuada, how do they manifest?
Hopes, fears, sometimes. Sometimes those things come to pass, but sometimes they
Right.
don't.
Well, let's hope that none of these come to pass.
Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you wanted a droid. Or droids.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I wasn't making much sense. Nova Riders approached our table and offered us a job to fetch a shipment from an Imperial ship. And they were droids. So I don't know. It could be a hunch. It could be, maybe it won't come to pass, but hopefully it doesn't. We'll see in a half hour if Harg is all right. I guess.
All right. Is there anything that you would prefer to do right now other than go with him?
I'd like us to leave this location, so finish your drinks if you could.
You don't need to finish. We can go now.
You're gonna tell me to. All right, go now.
All right. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, of course. Don't apologize. And yeah, I will get up and get ready to leave.
Yeah, everyone gathers up their things and heads out. Maybe taking your time heading out of the bar and cantina itself and heading back towards the spaceport, kind of towards the center of town, north of where you are. Maybe you arrive a little early, but when you finally get to the spaceport, you see a couple of things. One being that the shipyard, which has throughout the week had different ships land in it. It doesn't have bays like the Umbaran place does, or some of the more high class places. This is pretty much just an enormous open space. Throughout the week, you guys have probably popped by and seen the progress on your ship, as they have actually been fixing it up. And there have been ships that come and go. Today you see that it's almost completely empty, which is very rare. Aside from your ship, the Starstalker, which appears to be in functioning order. It actually looks much better. It doesn't have a fresh like lick of paint, but all of the scorch marks and stuff have been removed. It looks clean, but there are patches that are just kind of chrome, like bare metal, with some of the old paintwork, coming through, and some being just replaced. The droid parts that were, in part used to fix the thing, have been laid next to the side of the ship. They look scorched and messed up, but like they are still possibly usable. There are, and then there is just a cargo kind of box, which is just filled with random things that they seem to have used but not applied or taken off, that seem to be possible for you to take as scraps basically onto the ship. There are 4 smaller ships that are covered in tarps that are at the far end of the bay, but other than that there is just the few droids moving around, and Hog, who waves at you and then beckons you over to this small area that he uses as an office, kind of a covered area out of the very hot sun here.
I stop for a moment and I crouch next to the chassis and I lick my glove and I rub some of the soot off of the side of it and sort of inspect the tempering of the blue of the metal that has become superheated, and I just sort of give it a pat and get up and join my friends over by Hog.
Yeah. You guys head into the little office that he has, and he hits a button, and you see that the windows close. They kind of shutter downwards, giving the room a kind of darkened atmosphere. And he nods at one of the droids that are outside this little. They were all pit droids, right? So that's what we'd said. And one of them just runs off. And you see that the droid starts busying himself by the entrance as a sort of distraction or a watch droid of some sort. He takes one last glance out of the door, and then as you all step in,
casual.
Yeah, he says, right. We got a few hours, and I've got to get a couple of things ready, but you can all pilot, right?
Can?
Some of us better than others.
Who better than others? And I mean,
Go BradWOTO.
I need to know. No time for, you know.
I can pilot.
Okay. Are you the best one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Who's your number 2?
Glance at Hop before I. And I nod towards Hop.
Probably it'd be me.
What about when it comes to slicing computers?
That's probably me as well, but I don't have that much skill at it.
Okay.
I'm all right at it too.
I know some, but not enough.
Right.
I'll have to look at the...
Any of you got expertise in demolitions, ordnance, anything like that? Bombs?
I can't say that we do. At least not me.
Right. Who's got combat experience?
We all do.
Okay. Strongest fighter?
I think this question takes me a little bit by surprise, and I glance around to see what anybody else is going to do or say.
I see.
Hop is picking his cuticles.
I think I'm probably best with a blaster.
Oh, you do you? I mean, yeah, the kid's the best with the blaster.
Yeah. Okay. No need to, no need for an ego here. This is going to be your lives, so if you, tell me this wrongly. Okay. This doesn't work out well. Wasn't how I planned it.
What's the matter? What do you need? Talk us through it here, Hog.
I had a guy who was great with charges. I had a guy who was great at shooting. I had a couple of slinking cats who were good at slicing, and all of them were great pilots.
And all of them aren't here anymore, so that plan didn't go through. Maybe you need a separate set of skills.
No.
Respectfully.
We ain't got time to plan something else, and that's the point. It's all been timed out perfectly. Okay. There is, there is a plan. The entire thing, it's got to be done in 25 minutes. That's how long you've got, from start to finish. Yeah, which is why we, right, okay. So you're the pilot, and you're the other pilot. And, you're also the fighter and the slicer, and you're also the fighter and the slicer.
I can fight.
You can fight?
Yeah.
Okay. It gives us a few hours to teach you how to set a bomb then. Alright, you and you. And he points at Nuada and Rugo. You are RS1. You and you're RS2. What is RS? From now on, until this is done, you will be referred to as Rainbow Squadron. Nothing else. No names. You're going to have a colour assigned to you. Refer to each other as that colour. Never refer to me as Hog. Just call me, I don't know. What do you want to call me?
General.
Yeah, alright. I like that. Okay. Here we go. He hits a button. And a holographic image comes up on the screen. And it shows a plan of action
Sick.
for you. He says, let me just get this on the screen for the stream. He says,
Sick. Well done. This is so cool.
Yeah.
2100 hours. This operation will begin. We're going to meet here and we're going to set up some pre-flight checks. We've got until then. It's roughly about 3 p.m. now. We've got until then to get you up to speed. How to get these bombs going. What you're going to be working with these ships. 2120. Rainbow Squadron scramble. You got to be moving at speed 3. No faster. No slower. Too slow, you're not going to intercept it on time. Any faster than that, they're going to see you coming from a mile away on their radar. They have to think that you're on the ground, that you're nothing but a land speeder. You're going to have to fly low. The moment you get close enough to the city, that convoy is going to be leaving. The 2130. They're going to be heading north to Lesu. Once they get to Lesu, it's over. They have got all the reinforcements they need over there. If they make it to Lesu and you haven't got anything, get the fuck out. Simple as that. You will not be able to take on anything that they've got waiting. 2135. Punch it. This is when you need to go. And the things we've got waiting for you are fast. You punch it. And you take out the TIE escort. This thing is going to be 4 TIEs, at least. That's what my brother says. I don't think anything's going to get there fast enough, but they're fast too, so. Take them out. You have seconds to deal with it. Now, let's see, how about you? And he points to Hop. Yeah, you're the second best. If the tires ain't taken out, number 1 points to Dax. You got to take them out, no matter what. Without You ain't gonna be able to pull this off. You must get rid of the escort. The shuttle itself is gonna be slow, lumbering, and it is armed to the teeth. The good thing about the Zeta class, and he hits a button, and an image comes up of an Imperial Zeta class heavy cargo shuttle. Some of you might recognize one of these things. And it's kind of like glowing there and spinning. He says, it's slow, but all of its weapons are front facing. This entire battle has to take place at the rear of this thing. As well, it has got a rear entry point, and that is what we're going to be using to get in there. And the way we're going to do it, points at Hop. You, number 2. Your starship's going to be fitted with an electromagnetic seismic charge. It's going to be capable of destroying the rear of the transport, knocking out the onboard weapons long enough to allow Rainbow Squadron to board the thing. That's your main job. The rest of you, deal with the ties. If you can take one out each, perfect. Drop the charge. That's going to knock out the back. It's going to knock out the weapons. It's going to shut everything down just long enough for you to bolt in there. Crash land if you need to, but bear in mind you might need them to escape as well, unless you're all able to slice and boost a TIE fighter. We'll have to see. $21.35, you need to be on there. This is when you're going to split into 2 groups and proceed on foot. Hopefully, the charge will take out any sort of resistance that you'll have when you land. If it doesn't, you're going to be fighting your way through. RS1, and he points to New Arda and Rugo. You're going to locate the armory, set the second remote, detonated seismic charge, and then get out. RS2 points to the other 2. Little more difficult. You got to find the officers' quarters, then you got to slice their terminal and acquire the information on whatever the Imperial plan is. Whatever this plan is they're up to, we need it. More important than taking this thing out. So, if RS1 doesn't make it, if RS2 doesn't make it, locating the officers' quarters, slicing and acquiring the information takes priority. You understand?
Yeah.
You need to be out of there by 21:45 because you are going to enter Lesu airspace. Unless you can figure out a way to slow this thing down, but it is a big bitch. If this thing enters Lesu airspace and you're not out of there, they will shoot you out of the sky. Lickety split. 21:45. Detonate the seismic charge on the inside. And away you go. Any questions?
Nope.
I look around the table. What is everybody's reaction to this plan so far? What does everybody look like?
There's a lot of concern on the face of Rugo. He's trying to keep it calm, but there is anxiety sort of bubbling through his expression.
Okay.
But he nods and is sort of, whether it's probably, whether it is a reflexive nod, like this is what socially should be done here, we're supposed to nod, he does, but whether or not he is nodding because he feels comfortable about the mission is probably different, but he nods in agreement.
Hop is stone cold. He's in like focus mission mode.
I think Dax is... He looks sort of contemplative. He's brows furrowed a little bit, sort of scratching his chin. What sort of ships are you equipping us with?
Yeah. Let's go take a look, shall we?
Yeah.
The hollow drops and he hits another button and some lights come up. The shutters let in some light and he says, "Follow me."
For a moment, I'm looking out the window as the blinds come up just to scan to see if any bikers are on the horizon or anything that would remind me of any of the visions I've had.
Yeah,
But I
nothing.
can catch up. Okay.
You
Today's going to be the longest day of your life,
yeah,
I feel like.
he's already lived it like
Yeah.
100
Yeah.
times. You step outside with Hog, and he walks across the yard towards the 4 sort of tarp-covered starships. He says, "All right, now these are quite hard to come by, quite expensive, and it would be great if they weren't destroyed. But you already knew that." Grabs the front of the tarp and whips it back. Underneath is a Delta 7 Aether Sprite class interceptor with room for an R4 droid on it. They look like this.
Oh my god!
Okay.
He says, "Aether Sprites. They're fast as a tie. Little stronger. They get you in there. I've got some Astromechs for you as well." Yeah. He looks over at the one that that you've been using. He says, "Shame that don't work."
I have the parts.
Yeah?
Do we need it?
I mean, it would be useful.
You said you already had droids for us.
I do, yeah. One of them's 3 of them, great, functioning, perfect, great little guys. One of them has a tendency to have a mind of his own, and not in a way that's useful, in a way that is particularly cowardly.
Right.
So if you got that,
Well, I do have the
How
parts.
long would it take you to...
For...
Sorry.
No, it's all right. I do have the parts for it, but we don't know. We've never met that droid, so we don't know. It could be just as good, if not worse, for your extensive plan. So we should probably know what we know and work with what we already are. With the droids we already know, like your cowardly one.
very
How
well.
long would it take you to build the droid, Rugo? Because we'd know pretty quick if he's cowardly or not.
Right, that's true. Everything should be ready, just in a quick install, and I have it pretty much set. Well, I did. I don't know if you've moved any of the parts or taken anything apart of the components. There was a mass of parts in there in the ship.
It's all in...
Was it moved?
Yes, it's all in the crate.
There's a bunch of junk in that crate over there.
Right, okay. And he moves over to a little size of annoyance and then opens up the crate to like see if there is still a... I've been picturing this as like C3PO before the armor on, but it's a R4, so it's like it's still got or like a like just a cylinder of parts with the legs, but not armored and chassis, of an R4 unit. Is that what's in there, or is it in some sort of parts at this point? Because I think in my mind, I built it and then R3, excuse me, as I built it and then released the chassis to use the chassis, was what I thought. So
all the parts are in there. Everything that you
everything
you
is
had.
There's also still assembled.
Random things.
They didn't just chuck it in and think it was junk.
Yeah, you would just have to attach it to the chassis.
Right. Well, good news. Looks like I could just need to, and I'm calling from over by the cargo bay or the cargo box. I just looks like everything is still in order. Just need to plug in the personality drive. We still have that, right?
And, should be with that stuff.
Right. All right. Oh yeah, here it is. And yes, and right. All right. And I just take out the droid. All right. Lift it up and take it out. It's probably a bit clumsy and cumbersome as I try to lay it down or set it down onto the docking bay or the starport floor, and then I try to fit the chassis over it. Still, I feel like has an exposed dome where the dome would be because it was burned and probably melted a bit. It'll look like shit, but maybe in theory still work. Like putting a shitty, broken, burnt computer shell on top of your CPU. That's sort of what I'm picturing here. As I sort of slide it and hook it, and
you see Hog kind of like click a few times, and a pit droid brings you over some like welding stuff.
Yeah.
As you start like fiddling with the bits and preparing yourself, Hog says, "Well," and he whips the covers back off the other three. You see that they've shut down the spaceport, and each of these is painted with a different color. One is yellow, one is red, one is green, and one is blue. And he says, "Rainbow, Squadron. I guess pick a color. Anyone got any lucky colors?"
Green.
Damn it. I'm gonna go over to the yellow one because I saw a yellow speeder earlier, and it may be a sign.
Okay. Who's taking the red one?
I'll take it. Come on, little one, over here.
All right, so each of you gets a different sheet.
Oh,
Top is red.
Sorry, I'm just so excited. This is so fucking cool. Also, this is the like drumming, the Final Fantasy VIII style. I'm explaining the goddamn mission for you. I had chills, motherfuckers. Oh,
yeah, this is so good.
Who was yellow?
Immediately closed that.
Rugo. You immediately closed it.
Perfect.
Yep.
It's in your. It should be in your ship's.
Okay.
Sharded. Sharded.
And again, I don't know. Just you have to ignore myth. He goes into what we call a short loop.
Yeah, that's it.
And then,
now it's canon.
Yeah. Okay. So everyone should have a sheet here. So again, as with every sheet in this,
perfect. Yep.
if you scroll down, you'll see crew roles. You have R4, which is an astromech droid. Rugo, if you successfully, which we're going to do a couple of checks for, fix the other droid, the that has a separate character sheet. So when you have your if you down in the crew roles, I wonder if I can probably show this to chat. Not really. No, sorry, chat. You'll just have to do the thing where you listen.
You listen.
You have to listen. I'm afraid.
Be good listeners.
While we talk about some character sheet things here. If the droid needs to do anything, it is a co-pilot and it can do astrogation checks and things like that. So the role in the, you know, when you have the starship things that you can do, the co-pilot roles will be filled by this astromech droid. So you can drop down the skill list and it should pull from the R4 droid sheet that I have.
I wouldn't fill it into the crew roll. Like,
It's already on there. Everyone should have it already on there. Tell me if you don't.
I don't.
I might. Sorry.
I still don't have it. I can't find the sheet. I don't know.
Which one are you? Blue.
What color are you? Blue?
Blue.
Should be in the ships section underneath our character sheets.
Did it show up for you?
Yes.
Okay. Scroll down. Crew roles, R4, astromech droid, skill drop down list.
Sorry, do that again.
Yep, there it is. Thank you.
Scroll down.
Vehicle sheet, scroll down.
Crew roles, character name, R4, role, astromech droid.
I do not have that.
I don't have that either.
Close out of the sheet and then open it again because that's what I did and now I have it.
Okay.
So I don't know if it was
open it again.
I don't have access, so I can.
It should be right at the top of the...
Yeah, you just need to scroll down where your character sheet is. Scroll down until you see blue Delta 7/8 sprite or whatever your color is.
It's not. I'm sorry, it's not there. Should I
okay,
restart roll 20? Okay.
It's under the ships folder?
Yeah, it wasn't there. I'll refresh.
Yeah, now I see it.
There's no reason it shouldn't, so
Yep, okay, I see it now.
something's being fucky.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
okay.
Actually,
okay.
no, I don't.
No?
I don't. I'm sorry.
Cool.
Under ships.
Yeah. You should have access to Starstalker, the other
Oh,
Pathfinder.
there it is. I got it.
Okay.
Yep.
Now scroll down and see if you see crew roles R4.
Yes.
Okay. You'll want to add yourself in there. So add another crew role. Click add. Put your character name as it is on the character sheet. And pilot. And then that will be your own drop down skill list. And then also add your character name to the weapons.
Space, I assume?
Piloting, it would be piloting. Yeah, this is a space ship,
okay.
even though you're going to be doing it planetary side. It's space piloting. And it will pull from your stats on your sheet. And you should be able to switch between the different skills with the drop downs.
Yeah.
Add your character name to
cool.
the weapons. You can shift it from gunnery to ranged heavy, depending on which one is better for you. Either one works and is fine. And the ship stats.
Yeah, me too.
Silhouette 3, speed 5, handling 2. So anytime you make a piloting check with handling that has whatever the handling rating is, you add that many blue dice to your checks when you roll. So with these ships, because the handling is so good, it's 2. So you'll always have 2 blue boost die to piloting checks when you're piloting this. The armor is 3. That's essentially soak. The hull trauma is 10, which is pretty good for a starfighter, but is also still only 10. And system strain is 7. You have shields on the fore and aft, so that is a black die on my side. If a TIE fighter is in front of you and shooting you, or behind you and shooting you, it will always have a black die to hit you. So don't let me forget those things. And the same goes for any other incoming attacks on those parts of your ship. So we'll have to be aware of where you are and stuff like that. The ship itself has forward-mounted twin medium laser cannons that do 6 damage, and if you roll 3 advantages, you can transform that into a crit. And it has something called linked, and the linked quality is when you roll 2 advantages with your attack roll, you can gain an additional hit on the target. I think linked is when you have, like, imagine an X-Wing, it has 4 linked, you know what I mean? So it's shooting 4 all the time. And that's how linked works. And you'll find linked is involved in quite a few different space type weapons in this. And for the record, me explaining this to you in from you know, DM to players is the next 6 hours of hog going over these things, what they can do, getting you familiarized with it, bringing out an R4 droid, putting the R4 droid in. You know, these little R4s come out there that are kind of I don't know if I have an image for an R4 to show you, unfortunately. But an R4 droid.
It's the one with like the tapered top, right?
Yeah, they kind of look like they're a little bit more.
You got the trapezoidy cylinder toppy
yes,
thing, and not a dome.
Yeah, like a longer version of Chopper from Rebels. But imagine R2D2 in your head if you're just kind of a Star Wars layman noob.
You're a
who
lame-o.
doesn't know every single thing about Star Wars, which I don't either as well. So, so these guys come out one by one, and they are placed into each of your ships. Now, for the purely through the nature of the way the sheets work, I didn't want to make 4 separate R4 droids, but each one would be R4 something something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can decide what your R4's name is, but it would be R4 something. If you want, I don't know, but technically Hog is like, oh, this is R4, CE,
Right.
Yeah.
and
69.
then R4 69, 420, R4 20, R4 20, and he introduces each one to you guys while you guys get situated. So you guys familiarize yourself with those sheets briefly. You're not gonna this is all you get, and we're gonna do some checks with Rugo. And Rugo, actually, you only need to make me 2 checks: 1 mechanics check and 1 computers check. Each one is difficulty 2.
Okay. I would like to, I guess it doesn't matter here. I was going to say I'd like to use my speaks binary, but I don't know if that's going to matter here.
This is just hardware. You're plugging a new computer in. This was me last week with my new computer.
Did you talk to the computer? Because that could have helped.
I didn't. No.
Okay, well,
I spoke to my old one, and it was a lot of words that can't be repeated here. My old computer when it was breaking.
Oh, I'm looking at this sheet, thinking it's going to help me with my rolls, but it's the starship. Okay, character sheet. You want me to do mechanics?
A mechanics check to put all the parts together, and a computers check to make sure that he's functioning.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll this because I just sort of want to narratively with my ebb and flow, though it's not on the drop down. I still need to edit that, so it is, but that's just my ebb and flow. And then this is my actual skill check. If I wanted to, make it more confusing, that was it. So this is my mechanics.
The mechanics check is 1 advantage, which means you are not necessarily successful. What happens?
I think plugging in and starting it up is the lights start to whir. I mean, much like a computer. The lights are on, the fans are buzzing, but there is no response. The hardware is working, but there's some sort of component that is either loose or not plugged in, or there is something inside, maybe even the warping of the chassis is keeping airflow from being optimal, so maybe something's overheating, but it is on, but it's not a droid,
Yeah.
It is a cool light show right now, but it is not a droid. Which I guess would make sense for the mechanics, but I don't think, like I said, it's not, we're not getting into the software part for me to even use computers yet, if that makes sense. Is there a way, I don't know, Hog, there's not, I've worked some with droids before, but for some reason I'm not getting it to respond to the power or the
Oh yeah, that's because you got this thing plugged into it. What even is that? And he turns over the scoundrel personality chip that you stole.
That's what we have. That's the chip for that's the personality drive. So
there's a.
That's not compatible?
I mean, I
Should be,
suppose
right?
it is, right? But Yeah, well, yeah, the problem is you're pulling the power from the central matrix, and then you don't want that going to that. And I'll tell you what,
Oh.
yeah, I mean, that's gonna be pulling
does
power
make
from all the
sense.
wrong places, and it's gonna,
Right.
as soon as he starts up, he's gonna go absolutely apeshit, especially with that one, if that is what I think it is. And he looks at the scoundrel personality chip and kind of looks at you and then looks back and says,
What do you think it
"Alright,
is?"
That?
Right.
You don't know what that is, and you're just plugging it in.
It's a personality chip, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Right. All right. Well, yeah. Unplug all of that, and then you
Alright,
want to
okay,
pull
alright.
that matrix from there, and then you want to attach all of that to a completely different power unit. You don't want to be using the main one, and then this is gonna. And he kind of starts pointing some stuff
Right.
out. Because of the advantage, you can roll it again because the advantage reduces your time. But if you fail it this time, you're not going to have time to do it.
That's
so
fine. So sorry to interrupt you from your explaining the entire heist to all of them
then
over
he
the
goes
and
back to
how the character
explaining
sheets
the
work.
entire heist to the others.
And the character sheets.
Ah,
Yeah.
real quick though, I think you'd probably remember we do have a toolkit on board that we spent a light side point to have, and it does give you a 1 boost
Hell yeah.
to
thank you.
mechanics checks.
Thank you. Yes. I'll yeah, thank you, Dax. Yes. As I
I just
pull it out of the crate. Right, thank you. Yes. And I, silly me, and I pull it out of the crate. Okay, so that gives me a boost, and it's still on difficulty. Correct?
Yes. What did I say? Yeah.
It was one difficulty before. I don't know if you want to
Yeah.
up it or anything. I'm going to use the force. I'm going to use the light side. That gives me an update. An upgrade. Do we have one? We have one. I'm going to use one. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do this. 2 advantages.
Yeah. You are trying to put this thing together, trying to
Probably timing.
get it going, yeah. And the it's just not like you keep turning it on and like it's powering up and then it's just diverting power somewhere else in this thing. A couple of things come over. Hog comes over and says, yeah, well, the problem is this thing's got a built-in repair and diagnostic suite.
Right.
Right, so you need, I mean,
That's-
you're just, you
I'm not
haven't,
going to need that for this, right?
well, that's, yeah, you haven't even begun to wire that up. You ain't going to have time to do this.
All right. Well, thank you. Yes, I guess we'll use the others.
Yeah, well,
that's fine, I'll just put a pin in
suppose
this.
you get him and an entirely painted white R4 unit wheels his way over to you. Since the other 3 have already claimed the good ones, he wheels his way up to you very slowly, and says, yeah, all right. Now, this time, if he asks you to do something, just do it. All right? If he says go left, even if the thing you're afraid of is on the left, you gotta go left. All right? Because if the 2 of you are fighting in the air, it's gonna be a whole thing. Every second counts up there. Every split second moment. You understand? And the droid seems chipper. Luckily. So the way this works, by the way,
I love them already.
is that I have about 15 different sound effects on a button, and the whatever the droid sounds like is how he responds.
Okay. You can interpret the sound.
Yes.
His response. I love that.
So instead of this R3 unit, so there are 2 differences between the R3 and the R4, 2 main differences, and it's just
That
that
little guy.
your droid has some upgrades that he's got. He's got a galaxy mapper, he's got a thing called Hold Together, and he's got the built-in repair and diagnostic suite, and as well the scoundrel personality chip, which might not have been very useful on this particular mission. But you don't get to bring your droid. You didn't fix him in time, so you get the cowardly R4 unit.
And what do I call you?
That's a good question. What do you call him?
I don't know. I'm asking him. I speak binary. All right. What a beautiful name. I will think about what it is.
Yeah, so the hours pass as you guys get ready for this thing, and by the end of the day, you guys are all suited and booted and ready for this thing. You've each got a flight suit. You've each got, and they're plain flight suits. They don't have any insignia on them or anything like that. And you have like those. They're similar looking to the classic sort of rebel head units. I wouldn't really call them helmets, right? But they have the goggles that come down and the clunky things that are kind of like headphones that go over the ears. After you've probably all eaten and been ready and everything, Hog pulls you all together and situates you in front of each of your ships, gets each of the droids in. You ready? You ready? You ready? Are you ready? And I mean ready. Like, none of this. I'm going home. None of this. Are you sure? All right. And, you know, each of you climb a little ladder and get into each of these, into each of these.
SH7, by the way. Shay for short.
Okay. Yeah. And Hog pulls up an image on his data pad, and I forget what Star Wars clocks are called. They call them something. In Star Wars, Greg is remembering him. It was called something. I can't remember what it is, and I hate myself for it. And the whole episode is ruined.
Ruined the episode.
Yep. So all of your sheets are good. Yeah, you've put your name. Make sure you put your name in the weapons, and make sure you add an extra element so you have a piloting skill.
Do I have
chronometer?
Chrono.
No.
Yeah, they call it a chrono. Yeah.
Is there? Do I have a separate? Do I have a separate R unit, or is it the same stats?
No, you're using you have an R4 as well. It's just that every time your R4 has to do something
or may not.
he doesn't want to do.
Yeah. Okay.
We're gonna flip a coin to see whether you have a black die as he fights against.
Well, it's actually probably the best person to have this droid is because I get 2 blue die when I am talking to droids and trying to convince them to do something.
Oh, cool. Yeah. All right.
So yeah, that works.
Okay, so let me bring you over to the map and just check that you guys can move those tokens appropriate to the color of the dot on your Aether sprite. Yeah?
Yep.
Aye.
I'm good.
Whoa. And your other tokens are over here, but we don't need them. I just leave them on this page because they make me feel comfortable. Yeah, he brings up this chrono, and you see it counting down seconds, and he says, all right, let's check comms then, shall we?
1, 2, check. Yeah, coming in loud and clear. I hear you. Yellow standing by. Okay.
Who took the seismic charge, the one that is remote detonated, Nuada or Rugo? And this is a thing you would have in a pack, so it's in just a straight up a carry-on, stowed under your sheet, under your seat.
I would.
So that implies one of us has to get out to then go detonate it?
All of you have got to get out.
Oh yeah, okay.
You're going.
Boarding party,
The
aren't we?
plan in
Yeah,
Easy
we are, yeah, that's
is
what I said.
fly up, kill the TIE fighters,
Yep.
set off the
Get in
big
there.
electromagnetic seismic charge, which will blow open the back of the shuttle. Land, board, split. One of you needs to go and set a bomb in the armory. The other one needs to go, and the other group needs to go and slice the computer and get the information off the officers' terminals. And then get back to your ships and fly out of there, detonate the remote from inside the ship that will just wreck their armory, probably tank the entire ship.
I have two reasons why Nuada should take it. One, morally, I don't know if Rugo wants to hold a bomb. And two, I have an unpredictable droid, so I don't know if...
Yeah, okay. If you
Holding
hesitate, I would have
Yeah.
just grabbed it then.
Okay,
Yeah.
so in your ship is the... you have a seismic charge as an item that you can just add. It's a remote detonated seismic charge. On
Do I put that in attachments or just...
You can put it anywhere you want.
Okay.
I don't know. I never go into your guys'
I was
sheets.
just gonna say that, but I was...
Flip it and send it to her. She'll. All right. Greg, which one are you?
Red.
Red. Yeah, the red ship has kind of like underneath one of the wings here, kind of like an underslung. It almost looks like a torpedo launcher, but this is more of a depth charge thing. The seismic charge is that thing that Boba Fett uses and Jango Fett use that does that crazy noise. It just uses a lot of sound to just create an insane amount of damage, but the electromagnetic one will do damage as well as just a burst of EMP. So you need to depth charge that thing, and it will literally just be an attack roll, but that you have one shot at that. And I think you have one extra stat on it, and I'll remind myself what that is because I'm the worst and I completely forgot. It has stats that are... it is. I think it's just slow firing, which means that. Oh yeah, I think it's just slow firing, which means you would take ages to load another one, but you only have one, so you have one shot at that. So when that comes round, other than that, the rest of your ships are all the same. Yeah, Hog starts watching this countdown and says,
"Remember, this is going to be down to the second. Every moment counts out there. You got to be up in the sky, no more than speed 3, all the way up until the moment they're on your radar, and then you punch it."
Punch it. And again, this is translating to game for you all.
Yeah.
Automatically translating, but punch it is an actual move that you guys can do. Remember, if you can, you have the Starship Actions and Maneuvers handout, and on there is punch it, which will take you up to the maximum speed of this ship as a maneuver, but you will suffer a strain when you do it, and that's his plan that he's come up with. But once you're in the air, everything is on you guys and stuff. He says,
"You ready?"
Yeah.
Okay.
Buddy. Have Liago get my drink ready for me.
Alright. Everyone take a deep breath.
What now?
2, 1. Lift off.
Here we go.
we see Jesus Christ, made me jump so much.
I'm sorry.
You peak so hard when you're on comms.
I can turn it down.
No, don't do that, because then you're not going to be. No one's going to hear you ever.
No, don't do that.
It's the screaming. It's so good. You're just gonna. It's
Sorry.
the screaming.
It's the song. Sorry.
So we see each of these ships. It would be great if we could hear them, but computer not working today. Lift and
That was close. So close.
exit the starport. 1, 2, 3. As oh good god, as Rainbow, the squadron exit. final checks as you're in the air. Each of your droids is calculating computer things for you. So you guys have got these droids on the wing of the ship. You can see that little head's doing that kind of thing where they, you can see the astromech's head turning around and communicating with you as you guys lift off and then head out. And this is the same direction that you guys took in the land speeder as you head out across this desert, and you're flying low. You're trying to act as if you are land speeders. All these 4 ships flying in tandem with the dust and the sand kicking up behind them. And we get a shot of it. 100% we would have those in cockpit shots of each of your heads in the gear as you begin piloting these ships. So you don't have to make any checks here. I'm not going to be so cruel as to make you, you know, immediately crash the ships and stuff. You've all got experience enough at getting these things flying and moving. But for all of you, really only Dax has had a lot of experience with the piloting actions and things. So as we get into it, we will deal with the rules and things and stuff. So assuming you're all sticking to the plan, you can set your ships to speed 3, and that will be how you begin this adventure. After precisely 10 minutes of flying, so this was like an hour or so, and you do it in 10 minutes in these things at speed 3. It's probably not the correct calculation, but I don't care. Each of your droids begins to respond as coming up on those kind of old radars. You see that there is 5 other ships that are appearing. The first being wow, the issues. Yes, the heavy cargo ship. Well, a couple of tech issues that are just great, and it is accompanied by 4 TIE fighters. They're all moving at speed 2, and I will remind myself of how everything goes here. This guy can go, well, I don't have anywhere near enough room. So when it comes to the heavy cargo ship, he informed you to stay behind it. So I'm going to assume that you guys are doing that unless you tell me otherwise. If you guys go in front of this thing, its weapons will begin to fire upon you, and that will be the only way I'll really worry about that too much until the time comes. There will be a point where you'll have to fly in and deal with that, but for now, you guys on your sensors notice the TIE fighters, and they're flying, and they're much higher up than you. You guys are low to the ground, but these guys are flying at probably like airplane height. They're not going out. This is a big transport that is being escorted to the capital city in the north, or back onto that kind of horizon where the dark side of the planet and the light side meet. The first thing that we're going to do here is roll our initiatives, and for this you roll. So yeah, you roll them. You can roll them from the I think it's the same roll either way. So you roll with your character sheet, I think.
Yeah, that would make sense. And this is prepared, right?
And you guys are rolling cool. Yes, whereas the others, the clone troopers that are flying these TIEs, will be rolling vigilance, because you're attacking that.
Reset your pools.
Can you remove mine? I rolled vigilance.
Okay, which one's yours?
The 1/1.
Okay. And then this last one is the thing. Can I rename you? No, doesn't matter. Okay. Okay, everyone is on there. And the first person to react will be a player character. So that is whoever wants to go first here.
So right now, we are in the... if we were to look at the phases of our heist, we are at 21:30? No, 21:35. We're punching it?
You are at Punch It.
Right.
Well,
So we have to take
again, this is up to you. How you guys want to actually interact with this and interface with this. You are in charge of getting this done, whatever it requires. They simply said punch it to make sure that you're immediately at full speed so that you can definitely catch up with these TIE fighters because they are also very quick. You're in a thing that's as fast as the TIE. It handles only slightly less worse, but you have more. You can take more damage in this.
Right. So our mission here at this moment is to take out the TIE fighters.
Right, and so your movement, the way movement works in this is in the maneuvers. So if you look over on the speed on your maneuvers, at speed 0 you're not moving. Speed 1, 2 maneuvers will get you from close to short. Speed 2 to 4, which is where you're at, 1 maneuver will move you 1 range band, 2 maneuvers will move you 2 range bands. But if you're at 5, which is the maximum of these, unless you have bullshit, it only costs you 1 maneuver to go from close to medium. So that's kind of 2 range bands. Or you can do the close to long, which is where you are. You're currently at close range, they're at long range. If you punch it, you can fly immediately up into close range with those. But again, you run into that same situation where it's, where are you flying? Do you want to fly up and be in close range with them, and then it's one of their turns, and then another back and forth and things like that. So this becomes kind of a game of chess. I imagine it like this is just ships that are just doing that thing where they're flying, slowing down. They do the thing where they fly backwards and then speed up and catch up with you and stuff. That's kind of what's happening, but mechanically and inevitably much more clunky way than if we were just in a Star Wars movie. This is how the maneuvering of speed works, and I think that's the point of it, is that you're constantly shifting up and down speed bands so that you can catch up, shoot, get out, slow down or whatever. Again, it becomes a thing that you need to figure out what you want to do, who's going when, and what skills you potentially have. Like ace pilots and stuff have different skills that will adjust this, whereas the rest of you who are just, like a droid mechanic maybe, you won't have as many things that will be able to impact that and adjust it. So while the plan is to technically punch it and catch up, you do what you want. Don't let me get killed because you're trying to, what makes a good warrior, and go.
I'll go first unless someone else wants to jump in.
Nope. That's alright. It's probably best if you do. We can follow suit.
Take the lead, yeah.
I get on the comms and I say, right, stick with me, everyone punch it, and we're gonna go for their starboard side escorts. Follow me, and I'm going to punch it.
Copy.
Which is it's a maneuver itself. But I suffer 1 system strain and go to maximum speed, which puts me at 5.
Yep.
And then I'm with the 5 speed. It says with 1 maneuver I can move from close to medium. So I will do that. Move here. And that is the end of my turn.
Okay, yeah. Suddenly the tires become aware of you, and they begin to break off from the escort. You see the two that are on the starboard side break off from the escort and begin to do their own maneuvers. The first one here spins, doubles back, turns, and is going to fly directly at you as you're flying directly at it, and begin sort of firing on you.
Make sure to take a setback die as I have a shield up front.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into what's what in a second, as I just make sure that I can see what speed he's moving at. I chose a great day for my computer to just not be doing anything for me. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I think he's just gonna stay at this speed, and then he's gonna... I think this is just a straight up attack here. Okay, so it is, what did you say? He has 1 setback die.
That's right.
And I'm gonna use a dark side point to upgrade one of these ability dice of his. And he is going to attempt to shoot you. What is the difficulty here? You're equal to 2, right?
Yeah, I think we're the same silhouette. We're at 3.
Yeah, silhouette 3, yeah. Alright.
So it's a 2 difficulty.
Here he goes. Or he doesn't. Here he goes now. Yeah, yes, it just isn't rolling for me on that screen, but it's rolling for me on this one. So, yeah, this tie just, that's the one, fires at you with these blasts. You're going to take 7 damage immediately. Just these, you know what? No, do you have shields?
Yeah, but the shield is the setback.
Oh,
I
it
have
wasn't
3 armor though.
an extra thing you had?
I don't have. No.
Right, okay. Then, yeah, you take the 7. Your armor is your soak, so it's reduced by that amount. And immediately this TIE fighter turns around, fires, and we see the interceptor fly under the TIE fly over the top. And that is the end of that one's turn. Okay. Now, the way we're going to have to do this sheet, by the way, is just we will figure out. Just try and remain... I'll remember, basically. Just try and get close and we'll figure it out.
Remain calm.
Remain calm, everybody.
Remain calm.
And remain seated. Yes, it is now somebody else's turn.
I will go next, because I don't want to forget. I have an extra maneuver this round because of that triumph. So I will do exactly the same thing Dax has done, but what do I have an extra maneuver. So
you can fire.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and fire then. Should I fire or aim? No, because it's a maneuver. Oh!
Punch, it's a maneuver, and so is moving, so you still have your action.
Yeah, okay. Awesome. Then I will go ahead and I will fire. Open fire on 1.
Alright, first of all, where are you moving to? The same area as Dax?
Yeah, he said starboard side, right? Let me just look and see.
Depending on the range band, depends on which ones you can fire at. So if you're in the same range band as Dax, you can only hit this guy. Yeah.
That's...
I guess I will go the other side. Because I'm, like, I can do the same thing, but I can just do it from the other side, right? Like here?
Yeah, if that's your plan.
I can move this distance? Unless
You
Dax
can...
wants us all to go on the right-hand side.
When you
side.
punch it, you can move to your maximum speed, which is 5. Dax chose to go from close to medium because...
Which is the maximum speed. That's as fast as you can go. With one
Yeah.
maneuver.
Yeah, so I could
Because
go
you
here,
have
right?
one maneuver, yes, you can get to there, but you would...
Well, I have 2 maneuvers, technically, this round, because I had a triumph in my initiative roll.
Yep, and you've used 1 to punch it, and 2 maneuvers is to get from close to long. So you can go from close to medium, which is there, but you won't be in range unless. What is the range on those weapons on your thing? Close, right?
It's close.
Yeah. So you need to be in the same range band as the thing you want to shoot. So if you want to shoot this one, you can. Basically, is really all I'm saying. If you want to shoot this guy, he's in the medium range band.
Oh, okay.
So you'll be
Then
able to.
then I will follow behind Dax then, I guess, and I will shoot this one.
Yeah. Cool.
It's the only one I can shoot. Then that's the one I shoot.
Yeah. Okay.
And now I fire from the interceptor, right? That sheet.
Fire from the interceptor. There's a weapons
Okay,
thing.
awesome.
Make sure you've set it to your
Oh,
appropriate
weird.
things.
Oh, wait. I'm going to close this and reopen it because it doesn't have anything saved. Hopefully it does this time. Nope, still doesn't. Okay, awesome. So I just throw myself in as a weapon, right?
Yeah, mine
feel like-
also just deleted my name from the thing.
Yep. Everything's gone, including the R unit as well.
Cool. I have no way of helping you.
Okay.
You just have to write it
Why
in.
does
and
this look different, though?
What?
Doesn't look this. Oh, maybe it's from the vehicle sheet.
Which
Okay,
color are
hang
you?
on. Green.
Green.
So it's on the vehicle tab rather than the combat tab.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And you go down to
So,
weapons, and
weapon.
that's where. Yeah.
Okay. Oh wait, what's the difficulty?
What?
What's the difficulty?
The difficulty is 2.
Okay. And this is using my skill? Yes.
And it is using
okay.
either
Awesome.
ranged, heavy, or gunnery, whichever one is the one you want to use.
Wonderful.
Yeah, this hits. You have 2 successes and a threat. So the 2 successes will deal the damage to this guy, which is 6 damage plus the 7 from the extra success. And you have how much armor? These guys have 2 armor, so that is 5 damage total. Am I crazy?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so he is looking rough, but is still airborne. As you see this kind of the interceptor drop as Dax gets hit, and behind it is Nuada firing on this tie as it hits this thing, and it flies, smoking, bits of it flying off. The clone kind of desperately trying to regain control as it's sort of unstably continues to fly forward. And
Nice shot, green one.
he says, it is now another TIE Fighter's turn, and I think I'm just going to copy what the other one did, as this one drops, turns, spins around, and begins to fly towards Nuada, firing on you, and you also have 1 black die. I'm going to be fair and also use another dark side point for the exact same roll. Coming in. Oh, wow. 2 advantages, no successes. So this thing just flies over you, firing. Nuada, you dip down as the TIE flies overhead, and that's it. That's all he really is going to be able to do for his turn. It is another TIE Fighter's turn. What can this guy do here? Can I do anything funky? Would be fun to do. Yeah, but he's gonna have to do that, so I can't. I'm going to bump his speed up. He's going to be going quicker. Because they're all moving slowly. These guys started moving slowly because they were just guarding this ship. Whereas you guys came in much quicker. And then he will maneuver. One over. It's really all I can do here. And you know what? I think it's probably fair that that's the end of that. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take another. I'm gonna go up another speed. Okay, this one is moving fast. Okay, that's all he does on his turn, and it is someone else's turn, either Rugo or Hop. Yellow or red of Rainbow Squadron.
Hop? Would you like to go?
After you.
Balls. So if I wanted to get to here, I'd have to punch it?
Yes. So you want to, yeah, you need to be
suffer a strain.
Need to be at speed. 5.
5, right, because we're moving to... okay, so punch it is...
One maneuver.
Punch it is 1 maneuver, but I suffer system strain per speed gain, so that's 2. And where is my strain? Is my strain... It's on my sheet. Okay. Just add that really quick before I forget. So I will punch it to here, and I want to fire on the same one that Dax is firing on.
Okay. Yeah, the injured
It's
one.
the same one we're all firing on, yep.
Okay, we're all firing the other one. Alright, sweet.
Yep.
So we're whittling the
Take
ball
him out.
down. Yeah. Okay, are we flying in a V right now? Because if that's the case, I may move my shields to one side.
I think you guys are kind of one and then the other and then the other, if anything.
That takes a maneuver to do that.
Okay.
This is leapfrogging. That one
okay.
came in, one shot, one TIE fighter shot, the other came in and shot, the
okay.
next TIE fighter came in and shot. It's that one
Right, dope.
as you're all just each of the
yeah.
TIE fighters turns and you guys just fly past each other like a classic dogfight maneuver.
Yeah. Okay, so I have never needed to worry about doing any starship combat, so this is fun. I need to find the sheet I just closed out of. Good, the maneuvers, which is here. Alright, so I punched it for a maneuver, and then I have 2 more for speed 3. That's cool. Alright. I'd like to... can I aim and fire?
There is an aim maneuver, but it's a maneuver, and you've used your maneuvers to punch it and then move 2 range bands. So you only have an action left.
So punching it and moving are are 2
maneuvers.
But if I punch
a bonus maneuver too? Did I miss that?
I don't know.
Nope.
I'm just going with whatever you guys tell me you can do, because I do not look at your sheets and I have no idea how that side of this game works, and it's terrifying.
Me neither.
So you've done everything you can at this point. You can either have 2 maneuvers or a maneuver and an action, and you've used both 2 maneuvers already.
So punching it accelerates the maximum speed.
Yes.
Suffering strain per speed gain. So that would. And I'm going to 5. We were at 3, so that would give me 2, and I moved up to where we are, right? Mm-hmm. So that's 2 moves though, because.
Yep.
But why is punch it a thing, and then I gain all the benefits from punching it, and then still have to move?
Because punch it is just
punch it is just making your engines
going into gear.
available.
Yeah, 7th gear.
Okay. So
And
it's not
then-
punching it isn't both the move and the...
Right. The
okay,
maneuvers are different depending on how fast and how far you want to move. It will cost you either 1 or 2 maneuvers. If you're moving at speed 5, you can make this jump and also be at speed 5 for the next round, which is also useful.
Okay. So I'm done. Dax?
No. Correct.
Yep.
But you marked yourself as 2 strain, isn't it only 1? Because even though you're going 2 speeds up, it's not like if you look at the fly drive thing, it's only 1 speed up, right? So it's 1 strain. Because it goes
he went from
speed 1, speed 2 to 4, speed 5 to 6. Right?
Well, that is an important...
No,
I could be
speed
crazy.
3 to speed 5. So that's 2 strain. He was right, and I was wrong.
Okay, sorry.
Because we were moving at 3 this whole time because that's what we were told to do, and then now we're punching it, which is giving us the 2 strain. Okay, so now I'm going 5 for next round, and I can maybe shoot next round. I'm preparing for a shot next round. That's what. Okay, cool. All right, thank you. That's my turn.
Okay.
Preparing flavor-wise, but preparing mechanics-wise is a whole other move as well. But yes.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like aim or something.
Right behind you, Blue. Sorry.
Too late. You said the name, and now they know exactly who you are and where they're.
Now they all know. Being Dax dogs.
Right. The next TIE fighter will go, and I think I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna just spend his turn going up 2 speeds, as these guys are kind of guarding the rear of the port side of the ship. And then the actual heavy cargo shuttle has a moment where I think we just have one of those scenes on the ship where you see all of the people moving to battle stations. There's an Imperial officer with his cap on and the dark suit that's like, what the bloody hell's going on? Get those, scramble those, what do you mean? Who are they? And just absolutely confused, was not expecting this at all. Just kerfuffled. He's one of those guys that has one of those big handlebar mustache that goes all the way to the back of his head, and he looks overweight and very red in the face as you see a bunch of Imperial officers hitting buttons and beginning to navigate as the ship just really can only continue flying forward. Get us out of here! Get us out of here! But it, is going as fast as it can already. And then it is our final player character's turn. Hop.
I can, if I were to, I could take aim, and that would give me a boost die on my next whatever, right?
Correct, yes. You can use the maneuver aim to add a blue to your next combat check.
Okay. I think Hop is going to punch it and take aim. And not move into the range band.
Okay.
Wait, how long does punch it last for before I do that?
Well,
like
your speed
indefinitely?
just goes all the way up to the top, yeah, until you take the speed
So
back
you
down
change
again.
it, yep.
Okay, so I can use the 5 speed next go
Yep,
around.
you're
for
just
Hop.
at
Cool. So I
5
wanna know.
speed now. Yeah.
Okay.
We just see an image of Hop's foot pushing down on a definitely not pedal in there, but it's Fast and the Furious. Okay, so you just aim and then punch it. Cool. So remember that. And we're at the top of the round again, so whoever wants to go first may do so.
I will.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and fire on the guy that is hurting but still up. Okay. Same difficulty, I assume?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
You're firing at the one that's damaged. So you
Yep, that I shot last time, yep.
Animal.
Whew.
Yep. Yeah, you fly up and this tie explodes. And it does that thing where one of the solar panel wings flies off of it, and it spins downwards and flies straight into a sand dune, and is taken out. There's like a shot of the clone trooper as he explodes, and you take one of these TIE fighters out with your action. You still have a maneuver.
I will take aim.
Okay, yep.
Next time, yep.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, there's another clone that watches this happen as you fly in. You take this other clone in the tie out, and you see him kind of shift his head and his attention towards your ship, and he is gonna try and turn. And actually, I'm going to give him one more speed on this ship. You see him sort of spin his tie of 180 in the air, upside down, and then fly after you. You see him kind of watch as you explode this thing and just go,
Oh no, they got lemon.
and
You'll pay for that.
he is going to try and fire at you. Now, Greg, go and find out if there is a clone called Lemon. If you thought that your job on this
Yes, sir.
was to be
Right away, sir. Good soldiers follow orders.
Yes, sir.
was to simply be a player, you were sorely
He's also a
mistaken.
dramaturg. Yep.
What's happening here? Why are you not rolling? Oh, that's why. I'm not using a dark side point anyway, so that worked out perfectly. Wow, 2 successes and an advantage. So this tie turns around, and then you see the back of your ship. One of the shields activates and deflects some of it, but the damage rips across one of the wings of Nuada's interceptor, and you take. So it's the same thing here. So it's 6, 7 minus the soak.
And the armor? Or no? Or is that the
The
armor?
armor is soak, yeah.
Okay.
And your shields give them a black die, so long as they're shooting at your the
Okay.
front and back of your ship.
So give me the total again, please.
That is well, I can't remember what soak you have. What is your soak?
Well, just give me the total and I'll do the
7.
Because yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, thank
7
you.
minus soak. And I think one of your wings is. Again, your droid can attempt to repair this with a mechanics check on an action on your turn.
Okay, alright.
It's the same as we were doing on the other one. If you look at the repair stuff there, we'll deal with that when we get to it. It is now someone else's turn.
There is no lemon, but there is a peel.
Nice. I have a question and potential strategy adjustment.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I should do it in game. Maybe I do.
Dax, you're the best flyer. Why don't you go?
Not Dax.
Blue. Blue, you're the best. Ah, shit. Then maybe well, then, yeah, then maybe I don't save in character. Because.
It's so much information.
Well, our comms aren't, like, I mean, they would have to intercept them, right?
Yeah, but I think Rugo is probably like that also is probably, if that happened, like, nope, not Dax, I'll probably just shut up, because he probably doesn't want, he's probably worried that it could be.
I probably would have just shouted blue or something.
Right.
I wouldn't have repeated the name.
Right.
Right.
Oh, that's okay. It makes sense and helps me figure out what's going to happen here. So if that's being said, then I'm going to do it myself. I will do it myself. I have speed 5 right now because I punched it, right?
Yep, you're at speed 5. On your sheet, it should have a thing that gives you. Yeah, it's
right,
at the top
I
of the speed that you can
tell me
possibly
what
go.
I did. Yeah.
Maximum current.
But so speed 5 being, and they're all speed 3 now, so I would be able to move up if I wanted.
So you can move the. If you look on the starship things at speed 5, with one maneuver you can go from close to short or close to medium, or you can use 2 maneuvers to go from close to long. You can kind of get wherever you want on the map.
I see.
The cost depending
I see
on
what's
how
happening
fast you're going.
here.
Yeah, so that's how that works.
So I can I move here and then evasive maneuvers?
You can. Yeah.
Do you
That's what I wanna
understand
do.
how evasive maneuvers work? It means that it'll be harder for you to attack.
It'll be harder for me to
them
attack.
hit you, and it'll be harder for you to
I
attack.
kind of want them to chase me.
Okay.
Which is sort of what I wanted you to do, but after sort of being corrected, I think it's like, you know what, I'll just do it because of timing and I think I'm just going to go in and do that. I'm going to try to be a starship tank. I have no skill here. Hopefully, Shay, help me out. As I whistle over toward the astromech, and then I want to move up in and do evasive maneuvers.
Okay. Yeah. He
it
did
works.
not like that.
I know.
What do you mean you want to get chased? That's the worst
Wait,
thing
hold
we
on.
can do.
Hold on, I have speak with binary. Let me see. Maybe it isn't the worst thing. And what is my skills? Probably leadership.
Yeah, leadership check with, what do you have, 2 blues or 1 blue for
I
binary?
have 2 blue.
Alright, yeah. It'll be a 3 difficulty. Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Hold on. I can roll from his sheet. I don't know what the skill is, so I guess it would just be it's
Cool.
vigilance,
He's
isn't
got to
it?
keep cool.
Cool. All right, let's roll a cool check for
Cool droid check.
the R4. Yeah. Okay. He stays cool,
All right.
and yeah, he's like, all right, run away.
gliding.
Okay. And your ship flies off. That is technically the sound of an Arc 170 for Star Wars.
Those who are going to yell at me later.
Yep, people out there who hate me, they're like, oh, that's the sound of a Naboo starfighter, you idiot. And I'm so sorry, everyone. Okay, NPC, which one is it? It's this guy. He is going to, you know what, actually, I think I'll take you up on that and I'll chase you. This one is over here, so this one is here, and this guy here is gonna chase you. 1 range band, and you see 1 take off after Rugo. I think because they see you pushing forward, it looks like you're going after the cargo transport, and that's the point of them.
Yeah.
They're guarding that, so that's why this guy kind of rushes after you. Here, so let's do it. Let's see what he does as he flies up behind you. And do I have any difficulties to attack you? Yes, I have 1 setback for your shields. And do you have anything else going on? What was the evasive thing you did?
Let's take a look at what evasive maneuver is. Until the end of the round, upgrade any difficulty of all attacks against the ship vehicle once, plus up to 1 extra per point of handling the vehicle has.
Oh, wow. And what is the handling on those
Upgrade
things?
the difficulty of all attacks from the ship.
So that's 3
Vehicle.
difficulty increase.
Yeah, 3 difficulty.
Wow.
I don't even know how that works because it's only at 2 difficulties. So let's find out what happens to the sheet as we fire on you here with this thing. Yeah, I mean, this is just epic fails here. Oh, it just adds. It adds
Sorry.
challenges. No? What?
Doesn't it, it upgrades it 3 times, so,
It did. It added a difficulty. It's only 2 difficulties, so it added a difficulty and a challenge die and 2 challenge dice. So those are the 2
I
difficulties.
didn't even know that's
Yeah.
how the system worked. Okay.
Neither did I until we rolled that, but I see now how that works. Yeah, this thing is chasing you. These 2 ships are flying. Just nothing but avoidance. The droid is going crazy in the thing as you're flying this thing like in and out, but he's helping you out.
Hard cuts to the droid just
you
spinning
guys are
probably.
spinning around, and there's one of those like when you do that thing where the ship flies upwards and kind of arcs under itself, and the tire follows it. They're just following you, but yeah, misses all round as you avoid this thing. The next one is going to fly in here and try and hit Dax. I'm going to increase his speed so he can do that. He's now going as fast as you guys, and then Dax, this is going to be an attack on you. You got any bullshit going on?
Not just the shield.
Okay.
If you're coming in at the front.
Let's see here. You know what? Roll me a d4. 1 and 4 are the front and back. Yeah. So yeah, this guy's just kind of flying directly at you, and you kind of bring the nose of the ship towards him and the shields towards him. So yeah, he'll have a difficulty die or a black setback die. And the attack is 1 success as yeah, Dax, this thing hits you. It strikes. I think it strikes the nose of this ship. Like a chunk falls off the front of this ship. They point like these things are basically a flying triangle, and the front of yours, Millennium Falcons itself, as a chunk of the point of the end of the ship flies offwards. Your droid freaking out, but yeah, you get hit and you take so it's 6 damage minus your soak, and then it is someone else's turn.
My OBS.
I will go. I'll try.
You look great. It's fine.
Perfect. So focused for the first time in my life.
As he's coming at me, I quickly sort of react, and I'm gonna fire upon him as well before he flies over me.
Okay.
So does it have any shields?
Nope, these guys don't have any shields. It's just a 2 difficulty plus anything you're doing, like aiming or whatever you're doing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna aim. I'm just going to hope that this works as intended.
Okay, 2 difficulty. Yeah. You fire and hit. So this is 6 damage. You can use the linked quality with the 2 advantages there, as well as all of the advantages that you would normally be able to spend them on.
And what does that do?
Linked lets you add an extra damage die, I think. Like, so we'll do 1 more damage. Let me double check. Because I closed the page because I'm clever. So I'll read it as it is. Some weapons, like the laser cannons fitted to the X-Wing, are designed to fire together at the same target. This increases the possibility of a hit as well as the damage dealt. When firing a linked weapon on a successful attack, the weapon deals 1 hit. The wielder may spend 2 advantages to gain an additional hit, and may do so a number of times equal to the weapon's linked rating, which I think for you guys is 1. Additional hits from the linked weapon may be used only applied against the original target. Each hit does the weapon's each hit deals the weapon's base damage plus the total uncancelled successes scored on the check. Wait, this hits again? So you do another 6 or you do another 1?
Great question.
Uh,
I think it does another 6. Oh god, wow, that's...
Does it really? That seems really strong. You have linked 3 on those TIE fighters.
Yeah,
which would mean you could hit us for 18 points of hull damage with 1 shot.
Yeah.
If you get 2 advantages.
As that grin grows increasingly on Brad's face.
Yeah, wowie.
Seems broken in a non-fun way. We'll just do an extra damage. Put it right.
I'm not going to use that. I'm going to take an extra maneuver with my 2 advantages.
Right.
So that's
I guess you do have
just,
to get the 2 advantages, so maybe that's what it is, because you'd have to get... Yeah, maybe it's double damage. I guess it is.
Well, then I take the double damage.
Yeah.
Just have to double damage them before they double damage us.
You have to get 2 advantages. Yeah, it's scary though, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, I'll pop it in our chat so you can read it, because my brain is leaking out of my ears tonight. Gain an additional hit on target, not an additional damage, you know? Success, or whatever it's called.
Firing a link weapon on a successful attack, the weapon deals 1 hit. The wielder may spend 2 advantages to gain an additional hit.
Yeah, that sounds like you deal another 6 damage. So, yeah, beautiful.
Wow.
This thing...
So actually that's 14 damage.
Deals 14 damage as... It's just another one of those. And then he hits a mesa, you know, flies into one of those large red rock mesas that are about...
Thunder Bluff.
Whatever you just said, exactly that. Whatever that word
I'm
was.
gonna use my maneuver to quickly sort of do like whip around. You know, one of those things where like the pilots go straight up and then they kind of turn and do a barrel roll. I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna face at this other ship that's right, still in the same range band. I'm gonna use stay on target. Until the end of the pilot's next turn, upgrade the ability of all attacks made by the ship vehicle once. Upgrade the ability of all attacks against the ship vehicle once.
Yep. Is the move you do in D&D every week.
Yes, that's correct.
Cool. Alright, NPC's turns.
Did you reckless attack? Is that what you did?
It's reckless attack, yeah.
Reckless attack.
These guys went though, right? I think these are the 2 dead NPCs. One of them is. This guy went, this guy hasn't. So this is a dead one. And then this guy hasn't gone yet, right? Yeah, you killed the other one that shot Nuada. And this one is the one that hasn't been. And the actual cargo shuttle is the one that hasn't been.
I think that's correct, yeah, because I think the one that shot Nuada is downed, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Cool, okay. Then, let's see here what he wants to do. I think... and you're chasing this guy?
I am, yes.
Recklessly?
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you sort of stay on target with this guy, and this clone hits a button, flips a switch, and the TIE fighter kind of just spins around, and as it's spinning, it's firing its blasters in a kind of counter reckless attack.
Can I use a light side point to increase his difficulty?
You absolutely may. I mean, no, you cannot.
Alright.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the same thing. Stay on target. Up until the end of the pilot's next turn, upgrade the ability attacks made by the ship and vehicle. Attacks against this guy have advantage, you know, or whatever you want to call it. And I'll put a little thunderbolt on him, and that's that one. So, yeah. Alright, so you're upgrading one die. You already have a setback because he's firing at the nose of your ship. And then he is going to upgrade the ability of one of his attacks. And that's that dice roll. Here we go. This clone is called Mad Lad. You just the other one watches that's chasing Rugo is like,
What are you doing, Mad Lad?
and then Mad Lad turns around and is like,
I'm doing what my name is. I'm acting like a mad lad.
and then he does this weird.
Oh, he said it! He said it!
He does this weird spinning maneuver, just kind of this ball spinning through the air, firing at Dax. Here we go. Wow, one success and one advantage. So Dax, you take 6 damage.
That has broken, or that's 10 out of 10 threshold. Am I dead?
10 out of 10. You're not dead, no, but your
Holy
ship
shit.
is let's double check. Well, now that we're here, as you get hit by this thing, I'm pretty sure what happens is you are crashing, and I just want to remind myself because there's something wrong with my brain in that I keep reading these rules and they just don't stay in my brain, and I'm getting annoyed.
In there.
It's like it needs to happen, right? Like, I don't know what is wrong with my brain, but it's like until like I can read it, but until we actually see it happen, it doesn't lock. And once it happens, once I can remember stuff. But I'm just gonna remind myself as well. I have these fake fake things in my head that
I also don't have an experience to sort of catalog it to. Now that we have a crashing ship, we can be like, okay, these are the rules for it.
Okay,
Before
yeah,
you're like, yep.
Yeah, it's the same as I remember. Ships also take critical hits, so you roll on a D100.
Cool.
Yeah. So does that have that on the sheet for you?
Yeah, it has a critical hits thing.
All right.
Roll it?
Yeah, that will roll the D100 to determine the severity.
Oh my god.
That is a 37, a tailspin. All firing from ship or vehicle suffers 2 setback die until the end of the pilot's next turn. So, a ship's whole trauma threshold is a measure of its steadiness and build quality. When a ship suffers damage in excess of its armor, the ship converts into whole trauma, blah, 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 blah. Now, for vehicles silhouette 3 or smaller and of this is one of the things that's interesting about this game, just to go off on some GM rules in the middle and ruin the entire flow of combat, but it's fun to learn as well sometimes. The way that this book is written for GMs is fun. In D&D, for example, it's just like, oh, you're on death saves, that's what happens. In this book, it says stuff like this a lot. Vehicles silhouette 3 or smaller of no particular importance, a common TIE fighter or a land speeder full of faceless thugs, for example, it simply explodes, killing the pilot and any passengers. But when it comes to larger vehicles or player character vehicles or characters that are important to your story, like your big bad evil guy, they suffer a critical hit. Additionally, so this is what happens to you. You take that crit and your systems shut down. You're reverted to emergency power. Sublight drives sputter out and you're adrift. At this point, the ship is just basically a lifeless hulk, effectively out of combat. Depending on what happens in your crit, could depend on what happens to you here. So you are... all of your system just goes... And then the R4 just... freaks out as the ship starts to... And you're tail spinning. You're just spinning. The ship is like spinning down towards the earth. You can, on your next turn available, make the desperate attempt of a hard mechanics check to regain some HP before you hit the ground, and then we deal with all of that then. So you're falling out of the air right now. That's what's happening to you. And it comes to the hard mechanics check, which is whatever that's called, mechanics version of the damage control. Your droid can do this for you, I think. Let me remind myself. I can't remember if it was R4 or R3. I think R3 does this really well. This was one of the reasons I was like, it would be cool if you managed to get that droid you've been trying to get into the game since episode 1 working. Yeah, this one has built-in repair tools. So if you want to look up what that means, droid repair tools, Orcish, it might give you a boost. The other one, when you finally have that droid that's yours working, and you're in the Star Killer again, and you guys are flying around space, has some stuff it can do to really boost these ships.
Speaking as if he is not going to die. I appreciate that. Just throwing that out there.
I'm talking about the rest of you.
Okay.
Starstalker, by the way.
Starstalker. Did I say Star Killer?
You did.
We should not have named it that because I knew I was going to do that every time. And
you signed off on it.
What tools? Something?
This droid has built-in repair tools.
Repair tools.
Okay, so that's the end of his turn. That's the end of that NPC's turn. It is the cargo ship's turn, but they aren't doing anything other than just that guy. Get us out of here! Get us out of here now! This thing is just flying away. And it is the last player character's turn. Who hasn't been? Hop.
Me. I want to do something creative so bad, but...
Why not? What's stopping you?
Yeah.
The rules, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Rules, maybe.
So blue is just in a tailspin right now, right?
Yeah.
Could he, if he wanted to?
Battle chatter, right?
No, I can't do it because it will require a maneuver on his part, and it's my turn, and that's not gonna work. So, okay. We're going to move here to medium, and Hop's gonna look back at the droid. Ready? D7. Alright, let's give this one a shot, and we're going to shoot that guy. I think I did what's the difficulty?
This one?
That one, yeah.
This one...
Wait, that was the one that shot. Yeah, that's the only one I can't shoot, so...
Yes, this one is a difficulty of 2, but you have... this one is the one that is staying on target. So you have an upgrade on your attacks on the left-hand side of the sheet.
Difficulty of 2, purple, and then 1 upgrade on the left side. Got it.
Upgrades your dice.
Yeah, and then I also have a blue die from... Because last time I took aim.
You were aiming. Yep, cool.
Yeah. So hopefully rolling this correctly and it works out. Alright, Force, do something for me.
Wow.
Nice, holy shit.
I think this is So this is 6, 7, 8 damage. You can do the linked thing and turn that into 13 damage.
Yes.
And this guy, Mad Lad, explodes. Yeah, you hit like a converter or something. There's something that's like zzz, doing that Star Wars electric-y thing, and you hit that, and this entire tire just fucking explodes. Just debris flying everywhere. The droid like freaking out as you fly through the explosion and the smoke, and your interceptor maneuvers through that after destroying this one.
Wasn't mad enough because he inexplicably knows that his name was Madeline.
Yeah. It's Star Wars. They know they're in Star Wars. Every character in Star Wars knows they're in Star Wars. And it brings us to the top of the round. Let me just remind myself which one that was. That was this one. Okay.
Me.
Whoever wants to go first, yeah.
Me. Okay. I am going to use. I can use the force power still while I'm in the ship, right?
Yeah, you can use force, yeah.
Okay. I will do battle meditation then. A force user directs allies in battle, making them more effective as a coordinated unit. I roll, and if I get a light side, then we get one automatic success to all checks made by a number of engaged friendly targets up to his presence before the end of his next turn, which would be all of us. My presence is 4. Yeah.
That's sick.
That is dope.
Yeah. Okay, so let me do this here.
It's our power play.
Okay. Alright, let me just, here it is. Okay, battle meditation. Make sure there's no difficulty on here. None. What happened?
Wow. Yeah, you did it. You got 2 light sides and a dark. You say you needed 2 light sides?
Yes. No, just one. Just one.
Yeah, I don't know why it has your abilities on there as well, but yeah, you do it. You're successful.
Yeah, because it's using a leadership check, but I don't know why it's doing that.
Does it say you can only do it once?
No.
Okay. So could you use that second light side point?
I have.
No, you just need to get one.
Well, actually, it does say the user may spend light side or dark side to add one automatic thing. So if I've got 2, maybe I can use.
Alright.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Because my ebb and flow says I can only. It says I can't do it more than once. So if I roll 5 light side, I can only treat it as if I rolled 1. But if that's the case, then that's sick. So you could flip that dark side for
to add 1 automatic.
No. It's a strength upgrade later in the tree.
Yeah,
Spend
you know what? I think,
to add 1 additional.
I think you're right. I think 2 pips counts as 2 automatic success checks made by a number of engaged friendly targets up to your presence, which is everyone, is it?
4. Yeah.
It's 4. All right, so everyone gets an automatic success.
Yep.
On
this round.
Yes, this next until the end of my next turn.
Cool.
Now, I would like to. Sorry.
The end of your next turn, so if you go last in the order next time, we all get an additional one.
You.
Yes.
Right.
That is some hacks right there. Actually, let me just read that again. Yeah, let me just double check that because that feels.
Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to. That just popped in my mind.
It's because she's battle meditating the entire time.
Yeah. There's this makes sense to me. Engaged friendly
before
targets.
the end of his next turn. You're right. Holy shit, man.
That's awesome.
Wow. Okay.
All right, this is it, everyone.
By the way, it's 1 success to all checks, so that includes DAX as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not just combat.
Okay.
Okay. And am I able to... I will attack as well.
That wasn't your action?
Is it not a maneuver to use a force ability, or how did we decide?
Yeah, it sounds like an action to me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's
Alright,
an action.
sounds good to me.
Yeah, you can do a maneuver though.
Sure, I will... evasive maneuvers then.
Right.
Sick.
Okay. NPC. Chasing Rugo. Here we go again. Oh shit. Let's try and get you with a dark side point. Let's try and get you. So I have how many? You're still evasive maneuvering, Rugo, right?
I'm still evasive maneuvering. It was, I think, 3 last time.
Or are you? This is a new round.
That's true. This is a new round.
Yeah.
It's until his next thing, right?
Until the end of the round.
it
Yeah.
says.
To the end of the round, so I'm not.
You're not. Here we go. Alright, so I get to upgrade my attack. I have 1 difficulty because I'm firing at the back of your ship, and it's 2 difficulty.
2 difficulty. Sorry, I'm gonna add a difficulty as well. Once per session, you may add 2 difficulties to 1 NPC skill check. So I'm gonna do that right now.
Jesus.
Ooh.
You can just
Wow.
add 2 difficulties?
That's correct. It's sense advantage.
Wow, fuck. Cool.
My
Thank you.
force. Yep.
Yeah, good time to use it.
Oh.
So I think I'll probably just be like, Rugo on your left. Blue
Wow,
or whatever
3
color you-
fails. Just epic failures across the
Sick.
board. I think 3 fails. Let's have a look if that does any crazy shit for you.
Thank you. That was very helpful.
You can make a free maneuver.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I do have an ability that allows me to suffer 2 strain to perform a force power as a maneuver instead of a action. But next time.
Right.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. That also answers that question if force
Yep,
powers are all
yep.
actions.
Yep. That's why I said it out loud.
And I have a maneuver?
You can use a maneuver immediately.
Evasive maneuvers. Silly.
All right. Yeah, and I think okay. To attack this ship, whoever is next to attack it has a blue die. And it is someone's turn.
I would like to go. But I don't. I don't have anything. If somebody wants to go before me, they can.
Sure. I will attempt to repair my ship. So, tail spinning right now, out of control, and I'm sort of just trying to reignite the engines to get stability again. And I'm R4. I need you to restart me. And I'm gonna have R4 do a mechanics check.
All right.
Is that doable, or do I just need to use him as an advantage on my mechanics check?
You can do it either way from your sheet. You can use his drop-down list. He is a character. He has a character sheet, so he's linked in the same way you are. He has a mechanics. Do you want to know his stats?
I would love to know how good R4 units are in general at mechanics.
Yeah. It should be shared, but it's clearly not doing it, and I can tell because it keeps resetting. So something's happening. Mechanics. He has 2 yellow proficiency dies. He's got a rank 2 in mechanics.
Nice. I'll go ahead and let him do it then. This is going to be a difficulty of 2, not 3, because I'm not over my threshold. If I'm reading this correctly.
Yep.
It says, yeah, if it's over half, it's 2 difficulty, which I believe that's the category I'm in.
Yeah, you're equal
And
to...
you gave me an automatic success.
You have 1 automatic success, so whatever you roll, we add a success, and we might have to do the manual way of...
Might do the math, okay.
Yeah, calculating them, because that's what they're doing technically. But you have 1 automatic success, and you can give the droid a blue die as well.
I have no ability in mechanics.
Oh, okay, well then no, never mind.
Let me double check on that. I'm pretty sure I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Okay. Yeah, then from the sheet you should be able to just use him to roll a mechanics check. Wow.
Oh, that did not work.
Yeah, that's wrong.
I can just roll it manually. He has 2 yellows.
Let me see what deal is. Because it would be very cool if I knew how it worked and why it went wrong. Because that will save me from having to do this every time.
Fair.
R4. And did you drop down the skill on the right? Which one are you? Blue.
Yeah, I put it to mechanic.
Mechanics, so it should be pulling from that skill, right? Right now. There you go.
2 advantages.
2 advantages
but I do get
and
a
1 success.
from New Order.
Yeah. You added 1 success onto
So-
that. He's not cancelled by anything.
Right. I will... That means I'm back under the threshold, so,
Nice.
I'm flipping things on, trying the ignition, It's like that scene in, episode 1 when he's trying to restart his pod racer. Nothing, and then all of a sudden... fires up with the help of R4, and, we're back in it. Now, do I get to continue my turn, or is that...
Well, that was your action,
was my action.
right? Because you used the damage control action.
Yeah,
Right,
your
correct.
2 advantages can give you a free maneuver as well. It says immediately perform a free maneuver, or you can add a bonus to your next piloting, gunnery, computers, or mechanics check. Or do the standard.
I'm going to use a maneuver to punch it, and suffer... No, I'm not going to do that. That's too much system strain.
That's a lot of strain.
I'll use a maneuver to up my... I'll use both my maneuvers because I have 2 to up my speed to 2. And that's my turn.
Cool. All right. Another player character's turn who hasn't been yet.
That would be me.
Okay.
I'm going to...
Take down this last TIE fighter, please.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think Hop sees that Rugo is not attacking back, right? He's just kind of evasive maneuvers, essentially.
Yep.
He's like, damn Jedi Order, and moves up another band and shoots at the last remaining TIE fighter. And I get an automatic success. It's 2 difficulty, right?
It is, this guy is not doing anything crazy, so it is 2 difficulty, but you have a blue die because he fucked up so badly.
Okay. Perfect. So here we go.
Holy shit!
I mean,
Sorry.
yeah,
What the fuck?
I mean, what happens here is you absolutely,
I was listening, that's 5 successes.
Here's what happens.
Automatic
So,
one. Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Hop speeds up, goes upside down over Rugo, and it's just like, what are you doing? goes right side up. Just 2 shots right into the cockpit of the TIE fighter. Just the wings go like flying.
Yeah. Cool.
Great job, everybody.
The final TIE fighter is exploded. It launches backwards on the ship. The Imperial officer is screaming. What do you mean they're only destroyed? Scramble some more! What do you mean we're gonna need more? Get us out of here! Get us out of here now! They continue to
Slowly turning into a mod killer.
fly away here. The final player character's turn doesn't probably matter too much here. If you want to fast forward through what it is that your ships are doing now, you
You're
just
up,
tell
Green.
me.
Right, we're on the next phase now. We need to blow those doors open. Let's go.
I think.
We're at the top of the order, right?
You alright, Blue?
Here we go. Look, watch this.
Yeah.
There is no order.
Hell yeah.
You guys get into formation around this cargo shuttle, and it is now down to Hop to not miss with the
Oh, it's
one.
Hop? Oh, yeah.
Hop
okay,
is
yeah,
carrying
I got the thing.
the.
So
Oh,
wait,
I
we
thought-
should
I
have
thought-
stayed in turn because he would still get an automatic success because I
Success.
haven't gone
You
yet.
can still have
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man.
I'm
I
letting
thought you had it. No. Oh no, you have
Yeah.
the other one.
I have the
So Hop has the electromagnetic seismic charge. He needs to fly and it's like a depth charge, so he has to kind of fly in an angle and fire this thing. So it's up to you. You can actually make this a piloting check, or you can make it a combat attack. I'll let you choose.
If it's combat, it's going to be gunnery or heavy, right?
Yep, ranged heavy,
Okay.
gunnery, or piloting space.
Then I'm going to do piloting, because at least I have a point in that.
Yep.
Alright, and then difficulty, anything.
The difficulty of this is a 3.
1, 2, 3.
And you have, so no matter what you roll, we'll add a success onto it. But
Okay.
If you roll a failure, for example, all it will do is cancel that out. And any blue die that you might have. So you, does anyone have any way to give him blue die, or what is
Yes.
happening here?
Yeah.
I'll get on the comm and I'll say, hold on. I'm gonna patch in my targeting computer to give you a little extra help. And I'm gonna use my computer skill to give him a blue die.
Are you using a piloting here? What's your
I'm using piloting space here.
Then this is gonna be wacky. I'm gonna go on the comm and say,
Patch me to your R4.
Okay.
And need you to hold steady for him.
could I have the R4 unit use do a co-pilot check? And
Yeah,
give him the
you know
boost?
what? Yes. If you make me a successful leadership check again,
Sure.
with a difficulty of 1,
Mm-hmm. It's an automatic success.
you still have that. Or you could roll
Yeah,
a
it's
bunch
okay.
of fails. You can roll 2 fails on that.
yeah. It's 1 difficulty?
1 difficulty.
Sure, and I've got 2 boosts.
1 success plus another 1 success. Yep. The
successes.
R4 unit that is in Hop's ship responds and is going to boost your piloting here. So that will, with a successful check, each uncancelled success downgrades the difficulty of the next piloting check by 1. So let's make a check quickly from your R4 unit. I'll do it just to save you from having to redo all of your die.
Thank you.
And this is a 3 difficulty for him.
We're cashing in all of our successes into
This is a good time
boosting
to
the
cash
shit
them in.
out of
Yeah.
booster
And
grade.
he has to do a piloting check himself. What does the
This music is dope.
yes?
He makes
He makes a
a
piloting check as well.
It's a piloting.
successful check. Yeah, I think it's piloting. Yep, piloting 2 difficulty.
There you go. 3 successes, reducing the difficulty of your check to what? 0?
0 purples
0 purples.
and 1 blue. Alright, I'm just gonna go through really quickly and make sure everything else. I don't have any other special bullshit or anything.
Yes.
I'm a new person.
You found something? You found a
Found something
snag?
to screw me over.
It was
Lay it on me, green.
per Cord's rules.
Uh-huh.
I'm blue, by the way. But per Cord's rules,
Just like blue.
Brad has to re-roll that because he rolled 3 difficulty instead of 2.
Yep. Thank you.
Why was it a 2 difficulty?
Yeah.
It was a 3 difficulty
Why was it-
check. Why was it a 2 difficulty?
The co-pilot difficulty check is
Is 2.
2 purples.
Oh, the co-pilot difficulty check is
Mhm.
2 purples.
It comes with 2. Yep.
Right. It's not the same as the check that I made it.
Thank you, Arkish.
I'm the worst
Could
person.
make it worse.
No,
it
you're
could
not.
make it better.
Universe.
No, you're not. You're not the worst. I
Um,
am because it's my rules. I made them up. It's me. I'm throwing it
There's
out.
now
No,
only 1 difficulty removed, so you can add 2
Thanks.
back.
it's-
Yep.
Appreciate
Not
that.
in character at all. Excuse me.
Well,
Need a new favorite color now. Thank you. I don't have any other special bullshit, so here we go.
wow.
I don't even need that.
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes,
Plus
1
the extra
threat,
one. So
and
6.
Yeah.
a triumph. 6 successes and a triumph. Yeah, you,
Threat.
the R4 on your ship, you fly forward. There is a moment as the coupling undoes, and we see this seismic charge, like a depth charge. It flies off the bottom of your ship and flies through the air, dropping towards the back of this cargo shuttle.
At speed
And
5.
At speed 5, and then as it flies forward, there's a moment where there is no sound, and then this thing explodes, and you see the back of this cargo ship. This thing is huge as well, flying forward, and it heaves the thing forward as this enormous blue circular expansion just wrecks this enormous cargo ship. The back of the cargo ship, which has a kind of landing platform pulled up, is just ripped off. You can see that an area that you would be able to now fly the interceptors into. However, it is an EMP pulse as well, so there is a secondary pulse of electromagnetic disruption that runs across this ship, and as it's lifted forward, you see it just on the inside of the ship. Those Imperial alarms all kind of stop as this thing is hit by this pulse. All of the red lights inside the bridge shut down, and the Imperial officer just stunned into silence for a moment. The 4 of you, or 3 of you that weren't the one that flew this thing in, kind of move into formation and immediately begin to fly towards the bay. However, that electromagnetic pulse flies outward and strikes Hop's ship as he is pushed away from the three of you. You see his ship, the droid and him shut down, and Hop begins to float through the air away from the rest of you.